Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, councillors and members of the public. Welcome to the Denby Parish Council's full council meeting here at the Barn Green Room in the Denby Community Centre, 7:30, Wednesday the 15th of October 2025. We're not expecting any fire drills, fire alarms, etc. But if there are bells that go off, then the exit is where you came in, and there is an exit on the left-hand side just out of the door, by the way. But we're not expecting anything. First item on the agenda, apologies. I don't think we have any apologies. We have a full house this evening, so thank you for that. Item 2 on the agenda, declarations of interest. Arising from this agenda, members and officers are invited to declare any relevant interests. Notwithstanding this item, members may subsequently declare an interest at any point during the meeting. Do we have any declarations of interest, please?
It's just yours this evening, Chair. Orders of payment.
Beg your pardon, you're correct. No, there is an expense item in the orders of payment for mine expenses. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Clark. No other declarations. No. Item 3 on the agenda, to receive the minutes of the previous full council meeting, to receive and confirm the accuracy of the minutes of the council meeting held in this room on the 3rd of September 2025. Has everyone had a chance to read that? Any comments? Any okay with those? Everyone I think was here anyway. Can we have a show of hands for that, please? All okay? Yeah? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sign that.
Thank you.
I'll sign that one first.
I'll sign that. Thank you. One more.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Item 4 on the agenda, to receive the minutes of the previous extraordinary full council meeting, to receive and confirm the accuracy of the minutes of the extraordinary full council meeting held on the 4th of September 2025. Everyone's had a chance to review those. Any comments? No? Okay. Show of hands for the acceptance of those, please. Yep.
Unanimous?
Unanimous. I'll sign that while you're writing that. Thank you. Item 5, co-opt councillors, to receive the written applications for the office of parish councillors and to co-opt candidates to fill the existing vacancies that we have within Denby Parish Council. So I know that we have several of, thank you, I can see now, we have several of the co-opted councillors. This particular part of the agenda, I think, would be. I know that the councillors have seen the applications from all of the councillors, the co-opted councillors, potential co-opted councillors that are here. Are there any questions or comments that you would like to ask any of the potential co-op? Oh. Good evening. Oh, you did. Please take a chair. There's one just there. Any questions, right? Sorry, Councillor Carson first. Oh.
I suppose it's a general question up to all the candidates. You know, you're very aware. Stick your hands up. You know, you're very aware that the council's come through and some difficult time, quite a volatile period of time, and there's been quite a lot of negative stuff on social media, including just the other day, and I wonder what your sort of, why you would bring yourself forward now when things have been so difficult.
I think that's if I may, if that's okay. So hi, I'm April. I think it makes it the perfect time, actually, because it feels that there's been a bit of a tumultuous period, there's been a lot of disagreement, and actually maybe there is room to improve and there's room to change that. So I think that adding new perspectives, so I live in the Carpenter's Field development, we've lived in Denmead for about 4.5 years now. New perspectives, new voices. I also think some of the claims and some of what so I've listened in and I've watched some of the meetings on their YouTubes. I think we can conduct a bit better than that, and I'd like to help contribute.
Thank you.
Hi, Sam. I live next to the White Hart in Southwark Road, and sort of echo that point. I've lived in the village for 8 years now. I've watched the parish council from afar. I was at the extraordinary meeting, sat at the back, and quite concur that some of the conduct and things being thrown around were quite personal. I perceive from sitting outside of it, there's a sort of lack of trust and transparency within the parish's conduct. That's not my personal opinion, but that seems to be the view of a lot of the general public. And to me, it seems that this is an opportunity to be able to communicate better with the community and allow them to see how this process works and how it works for them.
Yeah, and I'd just like to add that I'd like to see more community involvement in the decisions made by the parish council, instead of just the council deciding with no consultation with the residents.
Thank you. Good question. Are there any other? Sorry, Martin. Councillor Clay. I think you had some questions to ask, did you?
Perhaps go through the applications one by one and address them, but I've already done that. So
Yeah. So you don't have any other questions?
I don't know. That's fine.
Okay. Does any other councillor got any other questions for the co-opted councillors? No? No? Okay. Sorry.
Just
So
one
Councillor Clay?
the applicants are aware of the time constraints that being a councillor may take on. So if you have full-time jobs or commitments, you factored in this as kind of into your schedule, and you're still happy to come forward knowing that you can do a bit of the time.
I'll do this instead of sports.
So,
I'll do this instead of sports.
Excellent explanation.
So I count them in. You don't need to vote because there's more vacancies than applicants.
So, are there any other questions that before? Sorry, Councillor Carson?
So, April, do you work full time?
I do work full time, yes. So I am a health economist, so I have a PhD in health economics and health policies. So I work with governments around the world to gain access to medicines. So it's quite a big job, but I work from home and I have time. I think that
Great.
there's skills that I can use that are useful.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, if there's no other questions or comments for the co-opted councillors, as we have more vacancies currently open than we do councillors that potential candidates for the co-ops in the room, then there's no need for us to have a vote, I believe, and therefore, unless anyone has got any. Sorry, Councillor Carson.
So are we including the applications from Phil Harrison?
We can only apply. We can only include the ones that attend the meeting.
Yeah, just for the ones in attendance tonight, Councillor Carson, of which we have 4 co-opted councillors available for the vacancies, and we've got more than 4 vacancies. So my proposal would be that we accept all 4 onto the council. Is that a decision? Yeah. Yeah. We have a vote on that. Is that okay, everybody? Kristen? Yeah. Yeah.
Who was it for?
Yeah. Sorry.
Who was it for? Didn't speak.
Yeah, there's the four.
Yeah, who was the fourth?
Sorry? Three.
Yeah, three.
Did
Yeah.
I say four? I
Yeah.
said the,
No, there's four.
Oh, okay.
ah,
Oh, there we go.
the gentleman that turned up at the end. I thought there was, yes.
No, I've been wandering around the carpet.
Have you? Didn't you get in? So,
Do you need to?
sorry?
Does he want to?
Did you want to say something? I beg your pardon, because you arrived a little bit, are you obviously finding the car park or whatever?
Well, let's ask that same question.
What's that?
That question.
Yeah,
With-
please
were
re-ask
you
it.
here when I asked my
I
question?
was not.
Okay, so
that's
my
it.
question to the candidates was, given, I'm sure you're aware of the difficult times that council has come through and experienced, you know, whether you were prepared for that, and your sort of views on going forward for council meeting. If it had turned you off or just general understanding really.
So, I don't have any social media accounts. I've lived in Denley for 30 years. My wife came from Denley, so she's been here a lot longer than me. I'm aware that there's been things going on, but that's not something I want to get involved with, really.
It's good that you don't have that awareness, so that's actually good. It's a blank sheet, yeah.
Any other questions for Martin? I think it was. Okay, any other count? No? Okay, I'll restate them. My apologies. So I said three, I think four. There is four. I said four, and I thought you were wrong. So there are four. So we have actually more vacancies than we have councillors available for this evening. So can I have a show of hands, please, if all four councillors that are here to be elected onto the Denley Parish Council? Sorry? Co-opted on. I didn't say, yeah, I said co-opted. Good.
Unanimous.
In that case, that's unanimous then, Joe. Thank you very much indeed. So the process for the rest of the afternoon, getting the days wrong, the rest of the evening, sorry, is that obviously now that you're co-opted onto the council, you don't have any particular voting rights for this evening. There's some paperwork that you'll need to be signed. We've got packs of the paperwork available for this evening, so you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the session.
You didn't want to invite them to.
You can join the table, absolutely, you can join the table as opposed to the public sessions. You don't have to, you can stay where you are by all means. But there's some paperwork available at the end of the meeting for you to sign, so that once that's signed, then the votings are allowed to happen for subsequent meetings. I think the only other thing that's remained, that's a flicker of light, the only other thing for us to discuss and to assign is the committees that the co-opted councillors will be assigned to. So in normal practice, co-opted councillors are members of two committees in general. Doesn't have to be two, but it has to be a minimum of two. And as a result, as you can imagine, we've been a little light in certain areas of the various committees. We have a planning committee, we have a highways and general purpose committee, and we have an amenities committee. What we've been able to do is actually look at the numbers and gauge where we are and what we need to do to make sure that we're core, but also make sure that we've got enough cover on some of the activities that we're driving accordingly. So if it's okay with everybody, because we've already had a chance to review that, and I would suggest that I can just appoint the subcommittees for the co-opted councillors for this evening, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay with that, everybody? Yeah. So I think in no particular order. Sorry, Councillor Carson? No, not subcommittees, I meant committees. So for the four co-opted councillors for this evening, again, these are not in any particular order. Samuel Bolam assigned to the planning committee and to the amenities committee. Okay.
Yep.
You've got that, yeah?
Yep, got that.
Okay.
Yep.
Michelle Snellgrove, assigned to the Planning Committee and to the Highways and General Purposes Committee. April Betts, assigned to the Highways and General Purposes Committee as well as to the Amenities Committee. And Martin Selway to the Planning Committee and to excuse me, and to the Amenities Committee. Okay.
Yep.
And what we've got is a calendar on the web page, but also a part of the information packs for you is when those committee meetings are held and where, and they're all here basically, but in terms of dates and times, etc., etc. That will all be in the information packs accordingly. Okay. Right. Any other questions on that? Okay. Thank you very much indeed, and looking forward to working with you all. Sorry?
People join the table or not?
Yeah, they're absolutely, more than invited to join the table. Invite them to join the parish council table. We're going to need a few more. We've got 2 chairs next to Martin. We've got 2 next to Christine. If you want to shuffle down a bit, yeah. And then we can welcome our new co-opted councillors onto the table. That's 4 versus 6.
Yeah, we've just got to read up to you.
That's good. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so on that basis we'll now move to item 6 on the agenda, which was the Denmead Parish Council projects. To note from
The
the top.
report was sent out.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Joe, for the report again. Just to note that, okay. Thank you, Joe, for that timely report. As always, very thorough. Okay, item 7 on the agenda, public participation. This is where the meeting will recess for not more than 15 minutes to allow any members of the public to address this meeting. Do we have any members of the public this evening that would like to address this particular meeting this evening? Oh, there's 2. Yes, please. I'm not sure who had their hand up first, but Ian, would you like to? Good evening.
Ian Brown for the record. Well, most of you probably know me anyway. My comment this evening is about orders for payment. At the last FAMP meeting, the 3 members of that committee declared an interest, as they were all on the orders for payment, yet you later in that meeting agreed the orders of payment. So you therefore signed off your own payments to yourself.
Okay, well, we'll have to verify that because I don't have it to hand, so we could check that.
It's obviously not good practice to sign well. You're not allowed.
Yeah.
They should be brought to this.
Well aware of that. Okay, thank you. Is there anything else that?
There wasn't. You have claimed for travel as well. Was that for your travel to the training course that you went on? I presume that was just for yourself, was it? Or?
Yes, it was, and I can't remember one of the other councillors with me. No, I took Councillor Clay with me actually.
Okay. Right, thank you. Just to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you. Paula.
Sorry, just to clarify, the reason for asking about the payment for that is because it wasn't an approved duty, and in order for you to be covered by council insurance, you need it to be an approved duty, so it's just a note for the future.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you, Paula Langford-Smith. Thank you for my invitation to the active remembrance, which I received today. So thank you very much.
quick.
I will respond in the positive. I've spoken with Councillor Savage, who's also received an invitation. I wonder if our MP has been invited.
Yes, they have.
They have, perfect. It's just that as Sue Ella contacted
I don't know whether they'll be arriving, but they have been
She
invited.
would very much like to attend.
Okay,
So
good.
I was asking on that basis, because she contacted me at the weekend to ask if she was going to be invited. So that's great, thank you very much. And might I ask for a brief update on the neighbourhood plan, where we are with that? I had a conversation with the portfolio holder at the weekend and said that I would ask where we are with it.
Okay. Did you want to comment on that, Councillor Clay, or did you want
Because it's not
to recommend we get back?
Because it's not something that's itemised on the agenda this evening, I wouldn't commit to that, but I'm more than happy to bring it to the next council as an item in the agenda. In which case
Sure.
we can explore that a bit more.
Yeah.
Well, in which case, might I ask for a meeting in between times then, because the next meeting is 6 weeks away, and that's another 2 meetings, because the notes, I've got the notes from the steering group of the 16th of September, but there's no further notes on the website, and I was concerned to read that it specifies that you're going to be contacting Tracy at Bishop's Waltham to discuss their neighbourhood plan. Bishop's Waltham don't have a neighbourhood plan. So if you're waiting for Tracy to get back to you to discuss the neighbourhood plan, they don't have one.
We're not waiting for Tracy to get back to us.
Okay, but they're not going to be helpful in the neighbourhood plan
No,
because they...
we contacted Tracy for something slightly different.
Oh, okay, that's just what the minutes
No,
say.
it was for many things, including their neighbourhood plan and their use of the consultant. That was what that was about. Sorry, Councillor Carson.
Chair, given as Councillor Clay says it's not on the agenda, it's obviously a big subject. I was going to suggest that the email is sent to the member of public providing the update on that.
We can provide the latest status on the DMP to the public. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. I can ask Lucy to do that on Monday.
Absolutely.
For you.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's great.
The plan is, I'll do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, they've got concerns.
I'll ask her to do that on Monday. She's on annual leave this
Thank
week,
you
but
very much.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
No, okay. Yes, sir.
My name's Mark Walsh. I just wanted to stay on record to your clerk, because we've had a lot of emails back and forth, and there's no tone in emails, but I just wanted to come in person and say thank you for all the public engagement and responding to things. It's been quite positive, and especially in relation to the UpConnect work, which was dragging on for a year. But thanks to your swift intervention, I didn't have to wait another 3 months for a meeting. I've been told we're one of the few houses left in the village to actually get the works done, because they're waiting on the waiting agreement. So just wanted to come in person and say
Very kind. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And regarding to the agenda item, to all the co-opted councillors, just want to wish you all well. Look to the future. The power in the parish council is that you come collectively to work in the public interest as a collective body. It's not about what each individual brings, it's what you do together to achieve what you set out to achieve as a council. And there are members of the public. We can't always come to the meetings for you because we work in that, but some of us are sad enough to read your minutes and listen to your meetings online and take an interest in what goes on in the village, since we're quite a high tax paying parish, as you know, so it won't be less. But thank you and good luck.
No, thank you for your kind words, Mark, and I'm sure that Joe would know those as well. So well
thank
done,
you.
and any accolades and thanks is gratefully received. So thank you very much indeed for taking the time. Okay, any other members of the public that wish to speak this evening? No? Okay, in that case I'll close the public session. Thank you very much indeed, members of the public. Okay, item 8. To receive the minutes, reports, recommendations and resolutions from the meetings below. In accordance with SO 12C, the only minutes to be received by council are those that have been approved by the appropriate committees, and these can be found on the website. Highways and General Purposes is the 30th of July 2025. Planning for 6th of August, the 27th of August and the 17th of September 2025. Amenities 9th of July 2025. And finally the Finance, Admin and Personnel meeting on the 27th of August 2025. Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
Thank you very much indeed. Item 9. We have two guests this evening to Thank you very much indeed, Councillors Stallard and Langford Smith, for receiving the District Council reports. I think you've had a chance to see the original agenda.
Do they want to read
Yeah.
them?
Did you want to read your own report? We've had the copies of them anyway, but did you want to read them out? Is there anything particularly you wanted to highlight? I'm not sure. Perhaps we start with yourself.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Patricia Stallard. I have absolutely no relation to Councillor Daniel.
You've been asked that a few times, I guess.
I disassociate myself.
Disassociate.
And I am your county councillor, all right? It's super to be here this evening, because I'm sure, like my other colleagues here this evening, I'm very, very busy, so I'm not always available to come. I'm very willing in any event to send you a detailed report, which I've already sent you, and there's absolutely no way I'm going to read that out. It would be very, very easy to hear. What I always do to the parish councils, I always send a detailed report to every parish council I attend. Believe me, I attend quite a few in my division. And but I normally I don't go through it, you've got it, you can read it at your leisure when you're suffering from insomnia, you can read it. And you can always email me if you want to pick up on a particular point. So at these meetings, at the parish council meetings, I would normally give you anything that's come in extra since I last typed this last report. Just really for the benefit of other people here this evening, the County Council, I cannot stress how large an organisation it is. It is huge. So when people say, they give me a question, I probably can't give you an immediate answer. I have to go back and go to the relevant directorate, because there are 5 different directorates, and each one of those is huge. It's a big business in its own right. For example, when I was the Cabinet Member Responsibility for Children's Services, I asked the director how many people he had in his directorate, and he said well over 3,000 employees in one directorate. So that gives you an idea of the size. So questions, I may be able to answer some. If I can't, always ask me, best to put it in writing, because I get so many queries every day. I get emails by the hundreds every day. If you put it in writing, then you'll get a reply, okay? This evening you've got my detailed report in front of you. If there's anything you want to pick up, I'll do my best to answer. But in addition to that, I was at one time the Cabinet Member for not only Children's Services, but in another time I was also the Cabinet Member for Health. And I don't know if you know, but Hampshire County Council has a responsibility for public health across the whole of Hampshire. And I work very, very closely with the NHS and the Integrated Care Board. And I probably haven't gone too long, really. But I thought, I would draw to your attention, and I think I put it in my report. Yes, I put an article on public health in my report. But what is absolutely mind-blowing when you read my report, and you think about what's behind it, obesity in Hampshire costs the NHS £540 million per year. That's obesity in Hampshire only. That's not just obesity, that's the illnesses related to obesity. You know, like bronchitis, pneumonia, heart problems, diabetes and so on. So for many years now we've had campaigns going with our schools and with parents and in libraries, roaming caravans to try to educate people. And one of the things that I'm trying to promote with the Director of Public Health is a change in the National Planning Policy Framework, which will prevent fast food retail outlets close to schools. At the moment they can be built, and the City Council cannot object because it's allowable, it's permissible. So I would like to see the law changed on that. So I am working with the Director of Public Health on that. My last briefing on public health was about 2 days ago, and I just want to give you a couple of stats to take away and think about. we're also responsible for as I say, all public health. That includes mental health as well. And I thought you might be despondent to discover that 1 in 5 people aged between 16 and 64 years in Hampshire alone has a common mental health disorder. 1 in 5 people in Hampshire has a common mental health disorder. Now, what they mean by common, I don't know. I have to go away and find out. But you know that's quite thought-provoking, really. And 350,000 people in Hampshire experience every year some kind of mental health problems. 350,000 people in Hampshire per year. And if you think about the roll-on costs of the NHS and the strain on the surgeries and on the various kinds of provision, we do lay on all kinds of provision for mental health. A lot of it's on our website, on the webpage. It gives you links where to go and how to seek help. I won't go into any more detail other than to say one final stat for you on mental health. Over 3,075 emergency hospital admissions are made in Hampshire every year, and those are connected with mental health issues. Over 3,000 every year in Hampshire. So you can see the stress that all this is putting on the NHS, and that's in addition to the stress of alcoholism. We pay for nurses, we call alcohol nurses, to work in hospitals to try to wean people off alcohol as well. So the County Council is doing an awful lot in Hampshire to try to raise public health awareness. But I could go on for a long time because it's a huge organisation.
Sure.
You will find when you get my reports that what I give you is actually a synopsis, because there is so much going on all the time.
Right.
So if you need to find out any more, the best thing to do is to send me an email at the County Council, and I'll drill down and get further information.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very thought-provoking. Thank you.
Yeah, and then that will be added to our minutes as well, so your report.
Thank you very much indeed, Councillor Stanley. Councillor Lathis.
No, you're probably best placed because I wasn't able to attend the last meeting.
Really following on from what Councillor Sallard has said, my main topic at the moment is local government reorganisation. As Patricia said, Hampshire is enormous, so to try and set up a new unitary and take all the responsibilities that Hampshire have and combine Winchester and all of the other second tier is an absolutely enormous task. The consultations have now concluded, and all of the local authorities have submitted their best wish forward to government. On my document there is a link to the statement from Winchester and the joint statement of all the 12 councils that Winchester worked with. But there was a special council meeting on the 24th of September which considered all of the options for Winchester and all of the consultation feedback. Comments then went to Cabinet on the 25th of September, and on the 26th of September that feedback went to government. So that just tells you the speed that the staff are being expected to work to with all of the feedback and getting comments back submitted in time, etc. As I reported last month, as a result of my consultation with the residents in Denmead at the Summer Party, which Chris kindly agreed to, and also the horticultural show, I wrote to the leaders of Portsmouth City Council, Winchester City Council and Hampshire County Council to advise them of the feedback that the residents of Denmead wish to remain in a more rural unitary rather than going into a more urban unitary. Subsequent to that, I received an email from Richard Millard, who's the leader of East Hants District Council, asking for feedback from Denmead. So I sent the same letter to him that I had sent to the other 3 leaders. As a result of that, their submission is very much along the lines of Hampshire County Council proposal, in that they have recommended 4 unitaries, not the 5 that Winchester have opted for. So the 4 unitaries that Hampshire put forward are South East, which is Fareham, Gosport, Havant and Portsmouth, and that has a combined population of 532, approximately 1,000. Mid-North, which is Basingstoke-and-Dean, East Hants, Hart, Rushmore and Winchester, which would also be us. That's a population of 655,000 approximately. A West Authority, which is Eastleigh, New Forest and Test Valley, which is 706,000 residents. And the Isle of Wight, which is just 140. So whilst that doesn't meet the government's criteria of 500,000 residents, we believe that there is a good enough case that the Isle of Wight should be treated separately. That's where we are at the moment with local government reorganisation. So all the feedback is with central government. They will make their decision and then come out to consultation. We don't know yet what that consultation will look like and who that consultation will be with. We don't know if it's going to be a public consultation or if it will be a government, like local authority consultation. We don't know yet. So we'll let you know as soon as we do. Update on the local plan, this is the next topic. The inspectors' hearing sessions have been completed. This is the local plan, which is superseding the current local plan. Again, there's a link there on my document to the local plan website where you will find a schedule of the main modifications. So the inspector held a whole month worth every day of meetings going through every single policy in the local plan, and then basically said, no, I don't agree with this, I do agree with this, and then there's a schedule of main modifications that they want. So some of those changes include things like a review of the plan will start no later than 6 months after this local plan has been adopted. So the plan that the team have spent since 2019 working on will be adopted, and they're expected to start the revision within 6 months. And that's because of the new housing targets coming down from central government. They've said that we've got to build more, so because Winchester were already at Reg 18 stage, they were allowed to continue. So they have done so, but the inspector has said that they need to start again within 6 months. Another amendment is that where appropriate, proposals should demonstrate they have considered and addressed any potential loss of best and most versatile agricultural land. Now that's important because we're having a lot of applications come through at the moment for things like solar farms on farmland. I attended one just 2 weeks ago, and basically that was seriously good agricultural land, and because there was no policy, we had to agree that if you could put in solar panels for the next 40 years, and then after that it can be returned to agriculture. Chances of that are probably nil, but there we are. Any new residential development, excluding conversions and change of use, should not burn any fossil fuel on site for space heating, hot water or use for cooking. And new residential development will need to be able to demonstrate net zero operational carbon. So that's because of Winchester's targets for carbon neutral. Yeah, greener, faster. Active travel will be prioritised, with car travel being the lowest priority. So that has big implications for us in Denmead because we don't have a good bus service. So if cars are going to be the lowest priority, parking spaces will be at an absolute premium, and it could be that unless the neighbourhood plan specifies parking standards, developers could build premises with little or insufficient parking for residents' needs. So that's something to watch out. All current open space areas and built sports facilities will be protected against development for other uses, which is good news because that protects our playing fields. And they've also strengthened policies around equine development, which again for Denmead is quite important because a lot of the fields around Denmead are being turned over for use for horses, and we've seen fences and sheds and caravans being put up for that sort of thing. So they're strengthening policies around agriculture. Specifically, the neighbourhood plan is mentioned in the main modifications, and whilst at the moment it says development will be phased for the latter part of the local plan period, permission for housing development will not be granted before 2030, but the inspector has said if the neighbourhood plan does not come forward, then that will be addressed in the plan review within the 6 months of development. So that would mean that houses would be built in Denmead before 2030. So again, that places a huge emphasis on the importance of neighbourhood plan. Just a very brief summary of me on planning appeals, because some of those are particularly relevant. In Winchester District from July to September this year, 6 appeals were allowed and 9 were dismissed. So 2 of those relate to Denmead. There was an appeal against pruning 3 protected oaks in 52 Hatchmore. They're big oak trees, very visible from the public realm, and that appeal was dismissed. And there was also an appeal against refusal of 2 cabins for tourist accommodation in land at Drake's Bottom in Dirty Lane. If anyone knows, that's the tiny little lane. The planning committee actually came very unusually to Denmead, because it's so far from Winchester they hardly ever come down, and drove down there and realised how very narrow it was and that it really is not suitable for very much traffic at all. So that was refused. The applicants appealed it and the appeal was dismissed. So the inspector agreed with the planning committee on that situation. And then finally for me, very briefly, the food waste collection that we all know is coming. The new food waste collection will commence in Denmead next month. We will all receive a small grey kitchen caddy along with an outdoor bin with a lockable handle. I believe it's about this big, and then the handle goes down and it's locked. As well as this, you'll get a starter roll of compostable caddy liners. The waste will be collected every week. I know there was concern that it was going to be every other week, but it is actually every week. You just put it out with whichever bin goes out on a Monday or whichever day that your bin is collected. And that will be going to an anaerobic digestion plant to be converted into renewable energy and fertiliser. Again, I've put a link on there. There is a tab. You can go to find your food waste collection day. You just put your postcode in, select your address, and it will tell you the date that your food waste collection will start. I did it, and ours is starting on November the 19th, so we should all receive our bins November 17th, so we should all receive our bins in the next couple of weeks. Thank you.
And we already have one in the parish council.
Fabulous.
And we already use it.
Thank you, Councillor Langford-Smith, and
I'll send that report through.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
thank you very much
Paul.
indeed. Okay, good. Concludes item 9 on the agenda. We'll now move to item 10, financials. Orders for payment. To consider and approve the orders for payment, list 10. All invoices listed have been examined, verified and certified by the RFO to consider and approve. Do we have okay for those, councillors? Yep.
Vote. Vote.
Vote. Can we have a vote, please?
You
I've
won't
seen
be
your
able to
hands.
vote. You won't be able to vote.
No, not me, because I've abstained.
Yeah.
Avoid.
Yeah.
So-
So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 accounts. To note that the accounts for September 2025 have been issued, previously circulated as of the 30th of September 2025 to note. Thank you. Bank reconciliations 3. To receive and agree the bank balances previously circulated as of the 30th of September 2025, excuse me, to confirm the balances and for the chairman to sign the statements and reconciliations. To receive and agree the bank balances and the chairman to sign the statements and reconciliations. All okay for that? Yep.
Hands.
Hands up, please. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I didn't. Yeah. So all hands up. Okay. I'll sign those then. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously read out that bit.
Sorry.
She's put it underneath.
Oh, she's put it underneath.
Yeah.
So for the signature, just to read it out, just to be for the recording for the Lloyd's current account number 233336468, balance 547289.22, and the cooperative current account number 658079118, balance 137.39. Just sign those off now. Thank you. She's next, thank you. someone to sign that one for mine, could you
Yeah, I'll
please?
get it.
Thank you.
Would you like to sign that?
You want all of these signed?
Yes, please.
Look, different formatted page. And the bank balance. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Item 11 on the agenda, reports from the parish representatives on the other bodies and organisations. Councillor Clay, perhaps you'd be kind enough to give us an update just briefly on the Denby Community Centre, please.
Sure, so, yeah, the first one's the Denby Community Centre. As you know, yourself and I were unable to attend their meeting, so there's no update to give other than the last one we gave at our last council.
They moved the date, didn't they? They moved the date of the last, yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, and do you want to cover the next one as well then, please, Councillor Clay?
In order, yes, it's the agenda. So the next one is the Winchester District Association of Local Councils and the Southern Parishes. So the Southern Parish meeting on the 8th of October, there was a couple of good topics covered. The MO from Winchester, which is the monitoring officer, was in attendance and gave a talk on code of conduct and code of conduct guidance, complaint handling procedures. All the documents are available on the Winchester website to look at, and they are the latest ones, January 2025. So that's a good topic to cover. He gave an example. Surprisingly, it wasn't someone that I knew. So he gave good understanding and procedures around that. So that was a good update, something for council perhaps to look at. There was another topic which was of interest, action on climate emergency workshop. The action required from parishes, the next full council meeting, is to come up with 5 issues facing our council, our parish, and we can submit the list for the next 7 parishes that I can take with us, so that they can be presented to the new mayor. So our top 5 worries, issues, if we can collect them by the next meeting, we can present them.
And you'll chair that.
Yeah, I can circulate that. There was...
You'll take the other ones in your name, could you please, Councillor Clay?
Sorry?
You take the other ones in your name for the parish reps?
Yes, yeah. There's another topic which was of interest as well. The Southern Water Planning Authority, it has finally been established that it is not Southern Water's responsibility to meet extra demand on the sewer network when houses are built. Grampian conditions are imposed at the time of the original planning consent only, so that new houses cannot be occupied until a sewer system is built to accommodate them. This therefore is a responsibility of the planning authority. Again, more information on the website. That was a good topic that I found interesting. Something for us to cast our eyes open. Others as well, but have a look at the minutes, have a look, and I can circulate them if need be. The next meeting will be Monday the 1st of December, and that's going to be in Sheffield. So I'll update you thereafter. Once I've
Did you say Shedfield?
Sheffield, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it said Sheffield.
Oh no, actually no, Sheffield. Not going up there.
Just a clarification. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. The next meeting, the next report is due from obviously Councillor Andrioli on the Hambledon and District Welfare and Education Trust. But
We haven't.
yeah, exactly. So we probably need to write to the Hambledon and District Welfare Education Trust, I think, Clark, to
Yes.
advise them of the changes and put a name in there for me for the time being, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy to do that, or I was happy to suggest that the next full council we appoint a
Right.
rep.
Or appoint a rep, but for as an interim until we've appointed a permanent rep, yeah?
Fine, so
Okay.
we've got on there.
Thank you. Councillor Clay or Councillor Stallard regarding the Scouts liaison.
Okay for me. So the only update from the Scouts is the recent tree works have been carried out. So they had some branches overhanging their solar panels, and in some places they were making contact. So they were worried about damages that could occur. So the ground staff did go up, and they've cut those branches away, and there is now a good clearing space.
Great. Okay.
Other than that, no new updates.
DPC Lease Working Party.
No updates from us on that one, I'm afraid.
Okay.
At this point.
And what about the Denmead Football Club or Bowling Club?
The football club, we are arranging a meeting to discuss the ongoing resolutions from council and report back once we've had our meeting.
That's for the football club, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And bowling?
And the bowling club, progress has been made, and an update is going to a amenities committee next week to follow up on the next full council thereafter as well. And it's good progress as well, so it's we're moving in the right direction within that last.
Great. Good to see good progress.
Other than that, that's the
Okay.
report.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Clay. Okay, that's item 11. Item 12. DCC and Parish Office, excuse me, to discuss and decide the next steps relating to the sources of funding at the community centre and the parish offices, to discuss and determine action. Councillor Carson.
The subject of the community centre and parish offices, you need to treat them as one holistic piece because they're totally interconnected. And I think there's a big piece of work here actually that's needed, and I think that it was somewhat taken up. I was off the ball, and I don't think we're really progressing on either front, either what's happening at DCC or what's happening at parish offices. I think before we can discuss sources of funding, we have to actually reach a decision and forward strategy for the parish officers and the DCC, and they're interconnected. And there's various options, of course, and they all need to be fully explored with perhaps fresh minds, fresh approaches, and taking into account everybody's views, Rob's, the trustees and so on. I think once we have a much clearer direction, then we're in a better position to ascertain what sources of funding might be available. I feel that it's such a significant piece of work that I feel that it would be beneficial to create a working party to actually get this moving, bring forward ideas, do the groundwork, bring that back to council, and you know, start driving this, because it's not going to be an overnight thing, and we're not off the starting blocks really.
Okay.
I'd go as far to say that I would be happy to be on that working party, working with Joe. But I would certainly suggest we had 2 other councillors. I'd make a bid if council feels this is a sensible approach, and having our wonderful new councillors and looking at their skills, I would actually feel that April and Michelle would be very valuable on that. Michelle, particularly with your number skills, and April, you'll see you later. That's just a blur there, but I think we're just not getting where we need to be, and it cannot be underestimated how much work is going to be involved.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Any other comments, Councillor Clay?
So yeah, I take into account there is a time scale and time issue here. It's been going on long enough. So I appreciate you want to get this moving. What I am in the mindset to do, or perhaps suggest, is that we do have architectural plans in place. It might be worth sending them out to see what those costs would be, because there has been a time period elapsed, so they may be outdated if we did cost at the time. I can't remember if we did. But it might be worth sending those plans out to see how much it would cost to undertake this work, so that if we do decide to do that, that's something we've already covered, and in the meantime we could look at some of the aspects that Councillor Carson mentioned there, moving forward in a
Okay.
pace.
Okay.
That's just to tick a box.
Any other? Sorry, Councillor Carson.
I feel that piece of work to get any idea of the costs have changed and so on is actually would come under what I would consider needing to be done, looking at all the options.
Excuse me.
Party. Yeah, but absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see a way that this council, as it sits right now, that we can move forward, and that DCC can move forward, unless we do something radical, like get hold of this, grab it round the neck, and actually come up with some hard and fast, well thought out, well priced out options, with Joe fully engaged in that as well. I hope she had the time.
And in your working party, I think you used the term.
I think it would be defined as
you would
a separate piece.
You would have some involvement in that working party with the members of the DCC, right?
So yeah, DCC, the working party would have the remit to do exactly that. You know, and take advice and guidance from the DCC liaison and so on.
Just being mindful, perhaps, would you like the working party, the least working party and liaison party to join that group? I
think it might make sense. I just
okay, sorry.
I'm not expanding, but it might be a good opportunity. Sorry, it might be a good opportunity for the new councillors to see how we work.
For the benefit of the new councillors, there is actually there's a little bit of an overlap here in some respects, because there's actually a Denby Community Centre DCC parish representation, if you will, that both Councillor Clay and I sit on. So we actually represent the Denby Parish Council at the DCC at their regular review meetings or monthly meetings or whatever. So that's one piece. But obviously they are, the DCC, the Denby Community Centre, is probably one of our largest tenants. And therefore, as DPC as a landlord, obviously we've got some obligations and things that we need to work with the DCC on. And so there's a lot of moving parts, as well as the fact is that the DPC offices used to be here in the DCC. Now we're over in the King George Field, but we do actually have some facilities here that we use a little bit of, and therefore there's an open discussion that needs to be had in terms of what the longevity of that looks like moving forward. So it's a bit of a hodgepodge in most respects that just needs to come together, and we really haven't had either the time or the focus, I would say, in terms of being able to pull that together. So that would be my observations. Councillor Carson.
I think if your suggestion, if I understood it correctly, was that the least working party and DCC reps join the working party, if that's what we decide to do. I would like to suggest that we keep the working party lean and mean and responsive, and that we can bring reports and suggestions and recommendations, as anyone in the party would do, back to council. I mean, if we make it too big, it's gonna fail. This needs to be lean and mean and focused. With great respect, I think you've got enough to do.
So, okay, is there any other comments that you want to? Because if not, can I get some? Sorry.
I wonder if our clerk would like to comment, because I'm saying I want our clerk to be part of this.
I'm sure the clerk would love to comment.
But if you don't want to, don't.
No, that's fine. I would say we see a very cramped,
Sorry?
a very cramped office with maybe 12, 13 staff currently, and probably been there for about 2.5 years. Although we like working there, and we like working there together. We share a toilet, 5 females sharing a toilet with 6 groundsmen, 1 toilet. It does work, but obviously, I do think we do need to push forward whatever we do. But we do work well in the same office, is what I would say, is that we do communicate between the 2 teams regularly.
It's not it's not a public session, I'm afraid, so I can't take any questions or comments at this stage. Thank you. So, in terms of any other, sorry, Councillor Carson.
Sorry, I was going to say, if that was the end of the discussion, then I would revert back to a proposal that we establish a working party to address.
There is already at least a working party in place.
That we establish a working party to address the sole issues of DCC and parish office spaces, and that if Michelle and April were willing, that would be the working party.
So your suggestion is to bring the 2 together from a working party's perspective, together with some of the new. I'm confused. Sorry, Councillor Carson.
What's the confusion?
Well,
help me see clearly.
Well, because we do have a working party already. We do have a right. We do have a working party, and I don't understand what.
The working party is purely to address the issues of build and parish office locations.
Right, compared to.
Well, do we have a working party to address the sole issue of the DCC and parish?
No, we don't have a working party as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware, in terms of the offices.
Because if we do,
So
we're not doing it.
we have one for the DCC.
Yes.
That's it.
So this is a separate. When you have a large project, a large piece of work, it's perfectly normal within councils to establish working parties to focus on that item alone. Okay, and then bring back. So the proposal would be to establish the working party to address the parish officers and DCC together.
Right. I think
But only the DCC in relation to the parish.
I think the together bit was the word that was missing before.
Well, I use the word holistic,
Okay.
interconnected.
Right.
So you can't deal with one without the other. They're
Mhm.
interconnected.
And what about the discussion we were having earlier about the old quotations that we have for some of the
That will
build
come
work?
under the working party to review as part of its gathering of all the current work and facts
Okay.
that we have. And then
Right.
to look at everything, as I said, in the round, everything.
Okay.
And that's why there's
Councillor Clay.
work.
Yeah, I understand what Councillor Carson was saying, but I believe that we already have a working party
Yeah.
that covers that. I think, yeah, otherwise what we're doing is we're creating another group of councillors that could already be that work could already be undertaken by the current one underway.
Right. Councillor Vickers.
I agree. I don't see the need for one. I don't see the need for one. I think we've got the police working party. There's a crossover. I just think it's kicking it a little bit further down the road. I categorically do not agree.
Okay. So Councillor Carson, then
If we already have a working party that is supposed to be grabbing hold of this huge piece of work, which hasn't progressed at all, then something's not working. It's not kicking it down the road. It's been kicked down the road for a very, very long time with no progress whatsoever.
or perhaps the work.
And far from kicking it down the road, it's actually getting it moving so that we can have a strategy and then work out the funding for that.
Well, perhaps the working party therefore needs some extra teeth in terms of.
Yes, I was just about to perhaps propose that the working party current does find some teeth and make
That's
this
what's
a high,
right.
make this a high priority
Yeah,
moving forward
yeah.
and start getting this
Because it
into
hasn't
action.
been a high priority, right? Should have been, but
And I would be willing, I suppose, the council is also in the same point of view, is to welcome in any new councillors if they want to come and see what we do on working parties, just to sit alongside and get a taste of what the makeup of these liaison parties and these parties and other groups that we do, if they wish to join alongside while we action. This is a priority.
So is this a proposal or is this a discussion?
Yeah, there's one in there somewhere that the current working party makes their top priority to push this forward.
Right. And the current working party needs to be increased in population?
Not increased, perhaps, no, but it would welcome perhaps some of the newer councillors to come on board.
Different
and look at
ideas.
What's going on?
Okay.
Perhaps, yeah, I don't see no harm in that. If council agree.
Okay, right.
Chair, sorry, can I assist, please?
I'd rather you didn't, sorry, public at the moment. Sorry, you
Just that you're going to get yourself in a bit of a pickle.
sorry.
because you want terms of
Just
reference.
one second, depending, just 1 second, just hold the thought. We may just come back to it, in fact, before we make the decision, if that's okay. Councillor Clay,
Yeah, I'd like to open the public session if that's all right.
you would like to?
Yes, I would.
Okay, yeah, is that okay?
I think
Okay, I'll
it's
just,
prudent, yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
we can, we can open the public session if there's a couple of members of the public that wish to add some comments or values to this particular discussion, Clark.
Yeah, that's fine. I've opened it.
It's open, is
Yep.
it? Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure that we're...
Chair, so you've got a lease working party
Yeah.
that has specific terms of reference and details their remit. You have a separate working party. You don't have, a separate working party for the old school build. You don't have any councillors serving on that at this point in time. That also has separate terms of reference that defines its remit, which is dedicated specifically for the build, which is what Councillor Carson is referring to.
Yes.
Right.
So you're talking about dealing with leases, you're talking about the
Yes.
build. They're two entirely different things. You've
Thank you.
already got terms of reference for both of those working parties, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You've got those already. You just need to allocate councillors
Thank
to
you.
the working party.
Thank you for clarification. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, it's a valid point and appreciate the input. Thank you. Sorry, Councillor Carson.
So yeah, this is what I was trying to get across. This is nothing to do with
Yeah.
the lease, okay? It's just
Got it.
not.
We've got it now. Yeah.
You do understand.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
just ask Ian Brown
Oh, was it?
because
I didn't see
he
that.
had his
Thanks.
hand
I
up
did not
only
take that mind.
because he
Okay,
was
sorry.
part of that working
I
party
beg your pardon.
previously.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just let
Yeah.
Councillor Carson just finish and then we'll go.
So
Ian.
in which case, I'm not aware that we had existing working party, I don't know what the terms of reference are, there are no councillors in it, then my proposal would be that
We're still in the open session.
I've got the time,
What's the
I've got
proposal? Sorry,
interest,
we're going to get the
that
proposal.
myself,
Councillor Ranger,
Michelle.
can I just
Sorry.
stop for a minute?
Mhm.
We're still in the public participation session because you've just opened it.
So that's why I wanted to. That's
Yeah.
why I was.
We just
Yeah,
need to.
No, I'm not closing it yet because I wanted. There's a member.
We
of the
need to
public that
finish the
wanted to
public.
close it. Thank you. Ian, would you like to make a comment, please?
Yeah, sorry, it was set up, previously it was 3 members of the DCC and 3 members of council that sat on the working party. And something that also will need to be done before you go out for costings on the plans is structural calculations need to be done.
Yeah, we're aware of
If
those.
they're not done, then they cannot be costed.
No, thank you. No, appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed.
To close it.
Sorry, I'm not closing it quite yet. There's another hand, Sam.
So just, you mentioned that you've got architect's drawings, are they just planned or are they up to review stage 4, 5 or 6? Because that's where the costings come from. If builder will,
There are set plans.
that's plans only, so you
Plans
just go
only.
to review 4, which is a cost, before you can then go to tender for an actual build, you've then got 30 days to make a decision as a council before that cost will change. At the moment, prices are increasing 5% monthly on cost of materials. That's what I deal with day to day. So the council has to be incredibly agile, and by the time you go through
There's
the
the thing.
process,
Thank you for the
you're not
insight.
going to be able to keep up.
No,
with
appreciate
what
that.
is going to be in your
Okay.
time.
No, good feedback. Thank you. Right, on that basis, unless there's any members of the public, we'll now close the public session. Thank you very much indeed, Clark. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Councillor Carson, you were commenting, sorry.
right, sorry, Chair. So, right, I'm saying that I have the time and the motivation to drive this along with, as I said, my suggestion was with Michelle and April. I think that they are. It's a good opportunity for them to get involved in a very significant project, and they can add value whilst they're finding their feet as to how we operate as councillors generally. So, you know, I think I've probably spoken enough. I think you understand what I'm trying to achieve here. And,
Is there a proposal then?
well, so the proposal would be that myself, Michelle and April, if they're in agreement, would become the working party that we already have.
Right, that's the proposal. Yeah. Do we have a second for the proposal?
Sam, that'll be better.
Oh,
So, I'm
yeah,
just putting it out
yeah.
there. Sam has just provided that he has.
Yeah.
As a
I
huge-
heard that loudly. My concerns with Sam is that he may not have the time during the day that we need to have a lot
Well, we
of
don't know that
meetings.
yet because we haven't had the chances to speak to them yet. But yeah, so let's just leave
I
it at
think
new council. So
spirit-
I think
yeah.
putting it into a name only, I get the point in terms of the new.
Just what we
Yeah.
want to do.
Okay, so I think if the proposal, is there any other comments before I try to reword that proposed or rephrase the proposal? But I don't think there's anything there. No? So I think what I think Councillor Carson is suggesting is that there needs to be a new working party with the three, or not the three, with new members as well as existing members. I think you volunteering to help drive that. Okay. To the point that was raised from the public in terms of the previous teams, we had 3 from DCC and 3 from DPC, okay, and I think from the 3 from the DPC are being refreshed in terms of your skills as well as other councillors, correct? Is that roughly what you're trying to say?
No,
Okay.
because
We'll put it in your words then.
Because if it requires 3 people from the DCC or 2 people from the DCC or 1 person from the DCC to attend every meeting, this is a much bigger piece of work
So-
than just the
right,
DCC. It's the parish officers.
I understand that.
DCC have no involvement
Yeah.
directly with
Yep.
in terms of the decisions that the council decides is best for their parish officers.
Right.
So to have a working party that has three or two or one DCC people, the working party would, as I imagine, would work with the DCC
Yes.
as required.
Yep. So your proposal for the DPC, what is your proposal now? Because ignore the DCC components because they're going to be part of it anyway. From a DPC perspective, what is your proposal?
Okay, so this is right. So there is an exemption.
Just no, please.
So we've been informed there's already a working party that did consist of 3 DCC members and 3 councillors.
Yes.
I would actually suggest that that is therefore not what I'm proposing.
Okay.
I want a small group. I would like to see a small group of councillors working with Joe to go right back to the beginning.
Okay.
And
And
look
that-
at everything, including along with the experience
Excuse me.
that has now been had within the current
Okay.
environment.
So let's just put that into a proposal then, can we?
So, you know, that's going back to my original proposal, which was I proposed that we have a working party purely to address the DCC and parish office build
Right.
made up of 3 councillors.
Good.
Chair, sorry, can I ask for the start of the session to be opened again, because, sorry.
No, I'm not going to keep opening it. Sorry, because I think this is. I think we're talking. We keep going round and round in terms of this particular thing. I'm going to ask Councillor Clay just for one comment, and then we'll take a decision as to where we go with this, unless someone else comes up with a.
So yes, we have a party already in place, which
Yes.
is empty at the moment, which I understand Councillor Carson wants to fill with her proposal. I'd like to make an amendment to that proposal. I believe DCC should be involved, so I'd like to put the invitation out for 3 of their members
That's where
to
I
join,
was going.
and then the information to be brought back to council, therefore to make the decision, so to feed that back.
So say that once. So just repeat that again. The DCC should be involved. Did you
Absolutely.
say? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the same makeup as it was once before. I
Please.
believe we need to move forward with that same makeup, and then that working group will report
Yeah.
back to council their findings,
Right.
and we move forward hopefully.
Okay.
Quicker.
Councillor Vickers. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm just worried about the amount of control that working party will have, because I think this
They don't.
is, but this, I know, but I just think, can you listen please? Is that I just think that this is such an important matter, it has to be transparent and open at full council, and stuff comes back and no decisions and nothing is led from that working party, because it's too important to get wrong for both organisations.
There's a lot of organisations that
Yeah,
and a lot of,
that be, you know,
Agreed.
so
No,
I
that's
do
fair
think it, whilst I understand it has some teeth, it doesn't have the biggest
no,
teeth.
it doesn't. Okay, thank you, Councillor Vickers. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Councillor Carson, and then we're going to make a decision.
All the working party in actual fact has no teeth. Everything has to come back
No.
to
Okay.
council. That's the way it works.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the amended proposal, Councillor Clay, was you're going to you don't need to repeat.
I made an amendment.
Yes.
So we have to vote on that
So are we okay on the original proposal? We have to reject that then, and then or vote against it. Sorry, and then come back to your
So I'm
amended.
making an amendment.
Oh,
to
I
Councillor
beg your
Carson.
pardon. It wasn't already
So let's
voted.
do my
Okay.
amendment
Do the
first.
vote for
Let's
the
do your
amendment.
amendment first then.
Do you have a seconder for my amendment?
Yes.
I'll second.
There we go.
Show of hands then. for
So,
my amendment.
show a vote for the amended proposal that was proposed by Councillor Clay and seconded by Vickers. Councillor Vickers. Yep.
There you go.
Okay. Right. I think we're okay there. Yeah. Did you get a count vote for that, Joe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for the amendment. Yeah,
That's
and
the
then you want-
amendment.
and then you
Right.
need
So
to
that's
vote
the
for the
amendment.
proposal.
So now the proposal, right?
With
Can we actually?
I'm not going to second
You,
that.
you amended it.
You amended it. So that's why I asked. That's why I asked.
I think we're right back to the
Oh,
original
dear.
working party, but never mind.
Yeah, which I was happy to second, but yes, I was happy to second.
Right.
What is the full proposal?
Come on in.
I think we said,
Mhm.
basically, working
Yeah.
party with DCC.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you did?
Yes.
Yes.
The office build.
Yeah. For the office build.
What we should have, sorry, it just also realised as well, is what we should have done is someone should have seconded Councillor Carson's proposal.
That's what I asked you, but you said no, we're doing the amendment, right?
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's
So,
okay.
Yeah, so we might have to
We're all learning. Okay. So where does that leave us then, John?
Well, I would say you've got no working members to that party
No.
as it stands.
So we
So
need
you've
to
done a
assign
proposal,
up,
but you haven't
we
assigned
need to
anyone to
assign
it.
the working members, right?
Yeah, so I'm happy to withdraw my amendment proposal. Let's start again.
Right, okay. Thank you for withdrawing it. Right, here we go. Right, Councillor.
You can't do that, you vote on it.
Okay.
So we have a seconded amendment which was to include the DCC.
Correct,
Okay?
yes.
Yeah.
So effectively
We have a 3
working
DCC.
party. So
Yes.
the full proposal
Where we are.
then
Yep.
is that we put 3 councillors on the working party.
Mhm. To be
The
nominated.
working party being to address the office build.
Yep.
So we just need to allocate. So that's the proposal. So I need a seconder.
Give a second up. Yeah, give a second up.
Yeah.
Have we voted already?
Full proposal. Scott's been
Right. So
so
we haven't got the names.
But what you haven't got is any working party.
Correct. So we're nowhere at the moment, guys. Come on, councillors. So this.
Well, we have got a working party. What we're trying to agree is filling that working party
Yeah.
with councillors.
Correct. We don't have the names of those to give to today. We don't have all the skills, do we?
Yeah, it was Councillor
I think it was
Carson,
Councillor Carson, Councillor Betts and Councillor...
and
Yeah.
soon to be councillor Betts.
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
I think if we are, can I just suggest we are asking councillors that we're not given a say to.
Correct.
We do need to allow them to
Good
speak.
point. Yes.
Um,
Thank you very much indeed.
April Betts has got her hand up, and I think we
Good-
should
good
listen,
to see her.
bearing in mind who's just nominated her.
Councillor Betts. Councillor Betts, please carry on then.
Thank you. So I've had to understand the time commitments that would be required. It sounds like this needs to be quite an agile working group. So I'd like to understand what exactly is the objective and how we go about it, into what time fashion. Also, hearing my fellow co-optees today, I think I maybe I have some more relevant skills in the room. So I'd be happy to defer to maybe
Yeah.
someone with a bit more building experience.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Councillor Carson.
Then helping to, I mean, what we have to ensure is that we get people who can attend meetings during the day, but when required.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's start with that premise.
So as well as that there will be some meetings, I'm sure, that have to happen during the day.
Well, let's just...
So I think the suggestion was that, you know, that we have Sam, who has got an abundance of skills and knowledge in the area, as to whether he would be able to.
Yeah.
Let's not skip, shall we? Well, isn't that what I'm asking?
So, I mean,
First thing I'd like to do is ask me to send a reference to that working group.
Sorry, Vincent.
Well, then I'd like to read send a reference to that working group.
Yeah. There's a TOR somewhere that we can provide. That's absolutely fair. That's a fair request, absolutely. Yeah, that's good.
So I believe you need to defer.
So what we're
the
going to
members.
do then, on the basis of that, and I think before we expect anybody to join the working party, the working group, then the terms of reference need to be made available to all, number one, right? Not just the old, but the new councillors as well, to make sure that and then once that's been shared, then we need to nominate and pick the brains of the councillors accordingly to join the working party, right? So whilst we've made the decision, in some respects, we haven't made the decision to put names on the boxes, right, which we're going to have to defer until the TORs have been distributed, because it's a fair request, I think, to expect people to sign up for something that they haven't seen the terms of reference, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, is that?
I don't think it can be determined who's going to fill those
No.
slots tonight. No, I think it's rushed and it's hurried and it
Yeah.
needs much more measured thought.
Well, bearing in mind we've just got a whole bunch of new skills as well,
Absolutely.
so we
yeah.
should leverage those where
Yeah,
we
and
possibly can.
and it needs to be right and it needs to be measured and it needs to be thought out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think it doesn't need to be hurried at all.
So we've discussed it. We've determined the action is that we do need the working parties, but we do need to defer the appointment of the names,
Yes.
and that'll be something that we can do outside, right, before the next session. Yeah. Okay. Is that all right? Yeah. Okay. So done.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
So Councillor Bevan, just 1 second.
Yeah.
So just.
Exactly the same one you use.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Councillor Bevan, I don't know what you're on about.
Excuse me. No, please. Thank you.
Sorry, Chair, I think that is disgusting.
Excuse me, let's just. I didn't see what was going on. I don't want to know what was going on at the moment, but let's just calm it down a little bit, please, and then we'll move on now that we've. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, Dave. Dave.
Again,
I'll walk.
No,
It's best I'll walk.
it probably is best, to be quite honest with you.
Won't you, mate? Trust me.
Threats from a councillor, very nice.
No.
There's a standard to set.
I think first of all the public session. The public session is closed. Councillors, can we just get back to the format and agenda, please? Right. Item 13 on the agenda was membership of committees for the municipal year 25-26. To consider a request from Councillor Berry to move from the Amenities Committee to the Highways and General Purposes Committee to discuss and determine action. Councillor Berry, I'm guessing this is something that you are still keen on doing and everything else, so thank you for that. Any other points to raise from anybody here that we need to discuss, itemise? No?
You need to go for a vote.
So just a vote then, please, are we in favour of Councillor Berry moving from the amenities to the highways? Those in favour? Yeah? That's... You can vote for yourself if you want, I think. Yeah? Okay. Anyone against? No? Okay, that's unanimous then, Joe. Thank you very much indeed. And Councillor Berry is now moved from amenities to the highways. Thank you very much indeed. Good luck with that, Councillor Berry. Item 14, there was circulated a letter from our MP, Suella Braverman, as an update to note. I think you've all had a copy of that. So thank you for that. Item 15, clerk grievance update. To receive an update from the clerk, Joe, following a grievance. To note. Did you want to?
Yes, so I was just going to point out, I did want it in the public domain. I chose not to put it into the exempt business. Following a meeting I called with Denmead Parish Councillors on the 11th of September 2025, I have decided to withdraw my grievance that I raised in June. My wish is to move forward with the good working relationship that have been built with the new council in recent months. Due to the difficulties and ambiguities with the existing policies, I would like the council to review the employment handbook, in particular the grievance procedure policy, to ensure that all staff are protected in the future and perhaps not treated like I was.
First of all, thank you for that. That's to note. But thank you for that. And okay, good. Thank you. Item 16, Denmead Citizen of the Year. To discuss and consider Councillor Carson's report on starting a Denmead Citizen of the Year award. To discuss and consider. I think you've all had a chance to read Councillor Carson's email of comment. Any comments to discuss specifically about this? I mean, do you want to give a brief summary, please, Councillor Carson?
Thank you, Chair. This was something that sort of came to me. We have lots of people within the parish who call them unsung heroes. That that can be from knitting the things on top of post box that bring people a lot of joy, to, I don't know, any manner of things where you've got people helping people or doing special things. And I thought it would be a really good, positive thing to have the Denmead Parish Council Citizen of the Year award, where an annual award where we publicly recognise people. I think it fosters a sort of positive community and recognises people who make a difference. The supporting document that you see is kind of like what would be put on Facebook. It's an example of what I would suggest might go out.
Mm-hmm.
The principle is that we discuss whether that's something that we would like to do, and that would receive an award as long as that we check that that's okay.
Okay.
And there's a suggestion for who might receive it this year, which
Right.
we are halfway.
Open up for any other comments or discussions from any other
Sorry, that would come from the chairman's the
Okay.
the award.
Right, okay. Councillors, any other comments regarding the Denmead Citizens of the Year topic? Sorry, Councillor Slade.
I like this idea. I think it's quite good to recognise people's efforts around the village and reward them for doing good things, helps foster community relationships. So I propose that we undertake this. This is something we should pick up.
Okay.
Ask my proposal to go ahead.
Okay.
Let's start.
Can I say,
Councillor Vickers?
I understand the nomination for a melody. I think it's really good.
For who, sorry?
Oh, well, maybe a nomination for melody, but I think it would be really nice, picking up on what Michelle said in her sort of preamble about community engagement in the future. If we carry this, we should maybe be able to do a little Google poll, Joe, on our Facebook page to get people to nominate and consider who might be, rather than just us sitting around the table and thinking who it might be. I think it fosters community engagement and might be something in the future that we can go forward with.
Okay, yeah, good. Councillor Carson?
So yeah, I mean the document that I prepared does say that we would particularly use social media to obtain the nominations by the public. Email and written submissions also welcomed, of course. And we could consider a Google poll, or once we've got all the nominations in, we might decide. I did suggest that because so it might be that we might, if we agree, we might decide to award this at the annual parish assembly. Which is when the year would run to. With our
I was going to ask that question. I'm assuming that was the year.
municipal year.
Yeah, okay.
And then who knows, it might actually mean more people turn up as well. But because we are significantly through this municipal year, I did put on my document there that we might like to consider deciding ourselves the award if we go for this as a plan, and that would be the Happy Hen Makers, who have done such an amazing.
So I think the agenda item was to agree upon the award of a Denmead Citizens of the Year award. That was the discuss and consider. I don't think the plan was to discuss. So I'm happy to put forward, or the proposal, I think. Sorry?
Yes, that was my proposal.
Your proposal, the proposal to the Denmead Citizens of the Year, yeah? Yeah, award in principle, yeah? Okay, that's a proposal. I think that was a second, yeah? Or was it your proposal?
That's my proposal.
Okay, your proposal. Do we have a second for the proposal?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's fine.
Okay. So do we have a vote on that then, please, for the Denmead Citizens of the Year award? Yeah, I think that's generally a good idea, okay, and I think that's a fosters the level of interaction in the community all round. What we don't have, of course, is a recipient for the first award, and we need to agree what that is and when that is and who that is. So we need to do that at a subsequent session. Yeah.
Did we put that on the next?
Next agenda. Yeah, that can go to the next agenda, Joey. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Good. Okay. Are you there? 17. Union flags on lampposts. To discuss and determine action on a letter received from our district councillor and complaints from residents. To discuss and determine action.
Can I kick it off?
Councillor Vickers,
I
please.
just think that as a council we are damned if we do and damned if we don't. So I don't know that there is, if there was a magic answer, I think we'd be either whipping them up or whipping them down with immediate effect. I don't know, and I think it's a really contentious issue to have to have a view about, really.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Carson.
I feel a little more strongly. The flags appeared, and in actual fact more flags appeared day before yesterday. There are new flags up, more flags. These appeared as part of the nationwide Operation Raise the Flag, the far right group. I'm hugely patriotic, being ex-forces. As I drive into the village now, and indeed anywhere I go, I actually feel quite sad that we have this display of what is a xenophobic movement, and I certainly am very unhappy with them. And reading the district councillor's letter that was received, yes, if I was not a white English person living in the village, I too would feel not very nice about where I live.
Okay.
I think they should go.
Any other comments? Councillor Clay?
I agree with Councillor Vickers. You're damned if you are, you're damned if you don't. As we've seen displayed around the village, once you remove these flags, they seem to double in erection. They go up, especially the one outside the church when we were out the one outside of the vicar. The following day after they were removed, even more were put up to the point where bunting was put up, and it's ended up blowing into the road. So by doing that, you may, I don't know, use the word aggravate whoever's putting these up, but will they go up even more so? That's climbing ladders or however they wish to do it. I don't know what to do with this one. It's a tough one.
Yeah. I think just for clarity, we have actually written to the Hampshire County Council, and I think you've had a chance to see that, I believe, in terms of the fact is that any unauthorised third-party attachments, including flags and buntings, will be removed as a matter of course. Doesn't say when. Part of their routine maintenance programme is basically what the Hampshire County Council came back with. So they are aware, because it's on their property in that respect, and they will have a routine maintenance programme for each of the... In fact, I've been educated this evening that you can go onto the Hampshire County Council website and see when all those street posts are going to have their maintenance plans accordingly. So we get some idea as to which plan or which posts are going to get which maintenance structures and dates. So,
could I update you on that?
Absolutely. I have to open the public participation. So it would be a waste of public time. I'm going to open the public participation to stand corrected. So if we could just
open it.
Okay. Sorry, please go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, that was Hampshire County Council policy. They made policy that they would go around Hampshire and take down all flags. They've now abandoned that idea because as fast as they were taking them down, they were going up.
Right. Okay. I didn't have that.
So
My information's old then.
So long as there isn't a safety issue, or it doesn't cover over a sign, or as long as there's no safety issue around it.
Fine. Thank you very much indeed for the update. Appreciate that, and thank you for the education. Sorry. I'm going to close the public participation session once again. Thank you, Joe. So, Councillor Carson.
Okay, I accept what's been said.
Yeah, okay.
Can we please though ensure that for Remembrance Sunday, that one on the green is removed, not least of all when we're lowering the flag
Mhm.
during the ceremony. That flag can't be there on the green.
Yeah,
Is it on a lamppost?
it is
It's-
on a
It's
lamp
to the right of
post.
the tree,
Yeah, it is on a lamp post.
It's just we haven't got the equipment to go up there.
and that's the question: is how we even get it down.
Don't know is how we're going to. Okay, let's. Yeah,
But it's something we can look at, but
well, it's something we can investigate, even on the night or the day before, certainly, and then.
we haven't got memorial at the moment. That's been removed today.
Sorry,
The memorial's been removed today
is it?
for the changes.
Oh, for the changes.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Okay. So to discuss and determine action, sorry, Councillor Clay.
So yeah, discussing determined action is much as I am in two minds, and going back to what Councillor Vickers says and Tricia Stard, Councillor Stard, I propose that we don't do nothing, because by doing something we'll promote a reaction, and they may double, in which case we'll be forever going up and down, or we'll be asking Hampshire Highways to help us with
Right.
that. And my proposal is
Do
let's do
nothing.
nothing for the time being, see how this pans out.
Except,
Eventually they will become to a point where perhaps they become weathered, in which case someone has to pay attention to them,
Right.
and they may then come forward a bit more. But I believe if we start taking them down, they'll just drive even quicker.
Yeah.
The personal persons will just go, no,
Sure.
for example.
and then the others.
And then you're putting people at risk, it's finances, services, money to get these
Absolutely.
removed. So this might die down, I don't know.
Mhm.
But let's just see how it goes for the
So
time
you're-
being.
Right. So your proposal is to do nothing. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Now.
Right. Okay. No, that's clear.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I will second that one.
you would
Yeah.
second that? Okay. In that case, we have a vote on that, please, to do nothing. I think
Yep.
the only other. Sorry, we voted.
Yeah.
We need to take a separate point in terms of the one on the green. Discuss what we're going to do with that.
I think we can add that into our memorial discussion.
Yes.
Remembrance discussion.
Remembrance discussion.
I think
on
we can.
Sunday-
I think
Friday,
we'll include that together.
yeah. I think that's a good point. Let's put it in there. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Item 18, confidential report to pass a resolution in accordance with the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960, excuse me, to exclude the public and press for discussion of a confidential report relating to the following. Minutes of the Council confidential report to receive and confirm the accuracy of the confidential report of the meeting held on the 3rd of September 2025. To receive and approve.
Just for the